Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today for today's show, which is Cannabis in Movies. I didn't tell you which movie I was going to be reviewing because I wasn't sure which one. There's so many of them, guys, but the one that I decided to review today is called Reefer Madness. I looked up on what is that called? MDB or DMB or whatever you call it, where they have a listing of all the different movies. And this is the description they have for it. It was written in 1936. It was made in 1936. The official title of it is Reefer Madness, Tell Your Children. And basically this is what they're saying, their description of it. A cautionary tale features fictionalized and highly exaggerated take on the use of marijuana. A trio of drug dealers lead innocent teenagers to become addicted to reefer cigarettes by holding wild parties with jazz music. Oh my God. So yeah, that description pretty much tells you what the movie's about. I didn't really expect much from it because I'd never seen it until last week. And I would only hear stories about it, how ridiculous it was, and how it was a anti-pot movie. And it was during that hysteria with Harry Enslinger. Enslinger? Yeah, I think that's how you say his name. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. That information I found out through reading Emperor Wears No Clothes by Jack Herer. So look up Jack Herer for that book. But yeah, this movie, it was reminiscent of the times of panic, where they blamed jazz music and cannabis for the craziness. And yeah, in the movie, there's a drug dealer. Had some teens come over. I don't know, the age line was kind of confusing because they didn't look like teens at all, but I guess maybe that's because of that time period. Black and white and stuff, 1930s. So it was just crazy from start to finish. I mean, where do I begin? Where do I end? Where do I stop with this movie? I mean, I found myself daydreaming while watching it because it was just so ridiculous and just out of control. I mean, these women dancing all crazy and flailing around, like, not like they were partaking in cannabis, but more like they were partaking in some sort of, I don't know, speed or something. I mean, they were all sped up and very sexual in nature after they smoked the reefer cigarettes. Yeah, I mean, there was a part of me that didn't want to watch it because I just thought I knew what was going to happen in it, but just for knowledge, just to know what's out there. And I mean, this is an historical movie, you know, well known, and so I decided to watch it, and I just kind of pretty much laughed through the whole thing because it's just hysteria, mass hysteria. And this movie was made, obviously, with what I read to you about the IMDb description of it. Underneath the official title of Reefer Madness, it says, "Tell Your Children." So, I mean, it's just like, it's a warning to teenagers not to succumb to the madness of reefer. This is another anti-pot movie, and it's obvious. Anybody who watches it now, I'm sure, would find it a comedy and not really a cautionary tale or anything like that, because the way the world is changing about this medicinal herb, that it's giving people a much more I don't know, I guess a much more easier life. There's so many people dealing with so many serious conditions. And I'm not just talking about on the physical level. I mean, yeah, you've got people that have Crohn's disease, cancer, what other kind of ailments can you think of? You know, all kinds of like extreme, you know, cases. But there's also people that have mental disabilities, mental dis-ease every day that makes it hard for them to go through the day without some sort of supplement to help. And those people could have bipolar disorder, anxiety, what have you, PTSD. So Yeah, this movie just makes it look like one big crazy joke. Because, I mean, if you look back then, it just makes no sense. Well, it does make sense why they were doing that back then. They were wanting to push pharmaceutical drugs on everybody more so than the natural ways of healing. And as time went by, that reasoning was implemented into our world day by day. And now there's a prescription medicine for everything you can think of. I mean, you know, if you laugh uncontrollably, cry uncontrollably, you got a prescription for that. May cause death. So anyway, that movie was ridiculous, of course. I don't recommend, well, if you want to watch it just to see how ridiculous it was, that time period, and how they viewed cannabis, at least the mainstream viewed cannabis back then this is kind of an eye-opening film and a little funny. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, I would compare it to like a lot of the modern, I don't know, modern day movies now. Like I reviewed the movie Shrink. That pretty much was putting a negative slant on it as well. But it seems like more and more there's less of those kind of movies being made because they know they can't convince people of stuff, of things that aren't true. You know, that's the way, I don't know, that just seems the way of mainstream history as well. That they spend years and years trying to suppress important information that could heal people. Instead, they cover up that information and put something in front of you that's more distracting, that is not based in truth at all. So, yeah, so Reefer Madness is exactly what it sounds like by the title. It's madness, so you know, I don't even want to rate it even, you know what I mean? It's just like, it almost seems like it's a film that was maybe shown in a high school back in the 1930s or something, you know, to scare teenagers away from trying cannabis. So, yeah, so I guess 0 ratings because it's just a joke. Anyways, so next week, guys, I'm going to do a review, and I hate to say this, I watched this really very, very, very down at the bottom of the barrel movie called Budz House, and yeah. Anyway, let's just put it this way, it's better than Reefer Madness. Alright, I'll give a review for that next week, and if you want, you can watch that movie before I get my review going next Monday. Other than that, that's it. Thank you for coming by and watching this. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share, and that way you can, you know, keep up with what's going on with the next shows and what I'm talking about. As I learn more information about cannabis just in general, I will share it with you within these movie reviews. So look forward to that, and I'll see you next time. Peace.